Execration's turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining us here for Mr. Cat Season 2 action. It's more Dota to happen. Of course, it is good old 4 a.m. in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. We got TNC versus Execration to start the day off right and to get us into some good Dota action. Thank you so much for joining us today, of course. My name is Mott. As always, I am joined by the Mott to my Mott Pax. Although he may have changed his name, he will always be Mott Pax to me. Trent! How the hell are you today, buddy?
Oh, I'm just fabulous. I had the bright and early, typical morning, at least of the past week, of shoveling too much snow, so that was great.
I've been there, my friend. I have been there.
Yeah, no, it sucks. You know, you spend the whole winter waiting for snow. We hadn't had any until like February, and now finally we get it, so that's good. And, and yeah, I'm excited for this though. TNC Execration Group B, like let's go.
This is I'd say this is one of the classic SEA matchups. I think both teams, I think, considered some of the top creme de la creme in terms of Dota and SEA. TNC especially, of course, they have a long history. Obviously, both teams with a little bit of a different roster as of recent when they were really doing well for themselves. So, Execration, though, obviously still keeping it pretty similar. I mean, I think this is a very good matchup, honestly. I'm excited for it. I mean, what can you tell me about these two teams in general, Trent?
Well, as you said, pretty, very familiar names on TNC. These guys have been there for a while, most of them. They kind of shuffle around through the same group of players every once in a while, it seems. And in this iteration, I'm definitely down with it. I love me some Rior. Guy's a badass. You guys probably recognize him from, he used to be on one of the MVP squads for a while. And then you probably recognize everyone else here. I mean, Sam H, God Tier Nature's Prophet from Southeast Asia. All kinds of very familiar things. And Raven also one of the best carries, honestly, of last year and at TI. I thought he played spectacularly well. And then Execration, you guys recognize all them too. The first one, I don't know, lately, Gabby Puck. I mean, come on. I'm always down for some Gabby Puck, but it's DJ. Everyone loves DJ. Come on.
Yes, DJ. I am familiar with him. DJ is one of my favorite players for a couple of reasons. Obviously, just the fact that he's an amazing player. But DJ is a guy that so last year I had gotten my shot to cast the middle major. It was the first time I got to cast a big LAN, and then that series of LGD versus, and I talk about this all the time. It's like my bread and butter whenever I talk about Dota. LGD versus Fnatic at the middle major when he played that Enigma. I was casting that game live in front of the Pinoy audience. It was just some of the most enjoyable, greatest plays that you could ever make in your life. And DJ, of course, he stepped up to the plate, and he has done so more than once, more than on one occasion. DJ has stepped up. I can think of a number of times where he's just gone crazy playing whatever hero, and honestly, just a great player overall. So very excited to see him play with Execration and just have a good matchup between these guys overall.
Yep. Worth noting, I will say, the fact that they hand over that Earth Spirit Lone Druid, pretty terrifying, honestly. I mean, Tim's God tier Earth Spirit player, and everyone's been banning it first up against them every single game. Like that's just how it goes. So kind of surprised, but at the same time, Execration, they knew that meant they would get the Slardar or the Earth Spirit either way. So seems they're fine with that trade and going for the Weaver too. These are two of the best heroes up against Lone Druid. If I could pick two heroes out of the entirety to go up against Lone Druid, it would be Slardar and Weaver. So I actually, despite handing over the Earth Spirit, I do agree with the decision, and I think Execration are looking very nice at the start of this draft.
Man, you know what? I'm so used to what we saw the other day with Faceless and what they brought to the table with Magnus a lot of the time, and we saw a lot of Ember Spirit as well. It's kind of interesting. Neither of those heroes have been touched so far in this draft. Magnus seems to be, and you were echoing this point earlier today, or I guess earlier yesterday on Elimination Mode, and how you thought Magnus was strong. And I think you and I have both seen it firsthand where that hero is situated at. And I think it's a very, very good hero. I mean, we'll see if they decide to pick it here. There's a lot of ways you can run it.
TNC have done it in the past, so that would be pretty sick.
I feel like there are some interesting bans coming. I feel like there's heroes that I'm not, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I feel like there are certain heroes missing that should almost definitely be banned, or at least have been banned in the past. Magnus being one of them, of course. What am I missing here, Trent? What's the go-to ban that I'm not getting right now?
Well, with our Weaver lineups, I guess all our minus armor stuff. The Shadow Fiends was certainly one of the biggest ones that was left out of any of these bands that was going to come out in the situation. And yeah, they will take out the Enigma too. I was going to say, like, instead of the Magnus, they've often been running this offlane Enigma, and that syncs up really nicely, I think, with Lone Druid just in general, like the timings and whatnot. And like, think about how much early push, like before the Bear becomes this new 2.0 sniper Lone Druid shit, he's still Lone Druid. You know, he can like absolutely demolish your towers in the early game, and with a little bit of help from someone like Enigma, that can get quickly out of control here. So I think that was a nice little snipe there from Execration.
You are not wrong, my friend. This is still an interesting pick for the Lone Druid coming up for TNC. I'm excited to see where this moves to. I do want to. So while we're in the middle of this draft here, I do want to go into. So my voice might sound a little shot right now. I was watching The Wire with Andrew and Annie yesterday, and I was eating pizza, and somehow this piece of pizza got lodged in my throat, and it really, I'm not sure if it's still in there. I think it's finally gone, but it scratched up my throat something fierce.
That's like the most American thing I've ever heard.
It is, and the funny thing is, though, like, it scares me because my family has had this esophageal issue where food will get stuck in my brother or my mom's esophagus, and they have to have surgery to fix it. So I'm freaking out in the meantime. I can't fall asleep. Let's just say it was another late night for the Mop Man, Brent. So... But I'm okay.
You can't even blame Slacks this time?
No, I can't. Well, I have to blame myself and I guess my genes. But I don't know, man. I don't know what my deal is when it comes to Mr. Cat. I love watching this, but I can never sleep the night before. I can always sleep before elimination mode, no problem. But night before,
you're just too excited for Mr. Cat.
You're being facetious, but I am, dude. Like, these games are fun to watch.
I have to say, they actually have been like a
They're amazing.
Fantastic tournament. Yeah, I can never get an episode with Asia.
I gotta say also, you falling asleep this morning, while hilarious, and I'm glad that we were able to see that. I do want to say that it kind of turned into you got some appreciation out of that, and for all that you do for Mr. Cat and for elimination mode. And I gotta say also, as somebody that's a longtime fan of yours, I'm really glad that you're starting. Like it's that you're at that point, man. It's all coming together for you, and I think I wouldn't have a better person casting SCA Dota with me in the morning. So. And that's like the most compliments you're going to get for the rest of the fucking year. So
yeah, that's perfect. I'll take it.
Nice.
There were some heroes, those. Oh, yeah, the Venge. We were talking about minus armor.
Yes. Another good fit.
I mean, you have to ban Lifestealer and Shadow Fiend, so I'm sure Execration probably knew this was coming, but now they have Slardar, Weaver, and Venge against Lone Druid. I am so loving this Execration draft right now.
Yeah.
This is good. And Weaver also doesn't build stat items, so the Abyssal Underlord's Atrophy Aura doesn't actually do that much to him, because it's all about your base damage, right? This is some Purge Dota mechanics here, guys. But when you're building Desos and shit, it doesn't do as much compared to like Juggernauts or whatever, like any of your stat heroes.
But the question that I have for you now is the Underlord pick. I mean, I think it's been getting banned a fair bit, not just in EM, but elsewhere. I haven't actually seen it played since I don't know, since the start of Mr. Cat or since the start of elimination. I might have seen it one game. It's in a lot of pubs, obviously, but it's not something I've seen commonly. And we talked. Yeah. I think you've talked about the changes that have been made. Atrophy or still being annoying, but there's still a lot of fake changes that they made this year that are still annoying.
Yeah, once you get to level 3, it's not honestly too bad, like, because the scaling used to be 10, 20, 30, 40, and now it's 4, 16, 28, 40, so it's obviously an extremely direct nerf to his first like 2 levels, basically. Level 1 attribute aura is now so much worse.
Yeah,
level 2 you almost get there, so like once you're level 3 you're like just a little bit worse than old Underlord. But at that point, you start to like head into the jungle or something with Firestorm.
So what's the skill build then? If you like, do you continue to level up Atrophy Aura because now it's just not as good as it was at level 1, or what do you do here?
Yeah, I think the build's still the same. Like you're basically just maxing Firestorm and Atrophy Aura.
Okay,
it's fine.
Do you get that point in Pit of Malice just to have it, just to be able to get that route down?
That's one of those like if you're rotating kind of deals.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Although I will confess, I'm not too much of an Underlord player. But
me neither, buddy. So don't worry.
That's how it usually goes. I don't like to pick. A hero. I was looking actually at my Dota buff, and I'm a very respectable guy. In terms of heroes that I have played, I don't random all too much. I do occasionally, but I've never actually hit some of the heroes that I think like. I think this is respectable. Let me just give you the heroes I have never played in a Dota match. Okay.
All right.
Bloodseeker. All right. Credit to me.
You've never played a Bloodseeker game ever in your career.
No, I've never played Huskar. I didn't play Death Prophet, even during her crazy, awful stage. Never played Medusa. Monkey King, I still haven't played. I've never played Tinker, Terrorblade, Underlord, Viper, or Slark.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you haven't
I'm an
played.
upstanding citizen.
You certainly are upstanding, but for me, I've played a game of every. I've played one game on every single hero, but I limit my games on Death Prophet. I've only played one Techies game. We somehow won, even though I was really bad at it, I think. I played 2 Monkey King games, I think, at the beginning of this patch because I was discussing Monkey King Bicker for a bit. Obviously, I play a lot of Viper. It's just a hero that I enjoy, but I'm getting I feel like I'm getting worse and worse as the days go by, so I have to play a lot more like Enigma type heroes and just not even Enigma, just big team fight initiators. So.
Well, I mean, those are the fun guys anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I try to play what's fun, but also what gives me the best chance. And if I have to play a Viper to win the game, I certainly will.
I've also never played Arc Warden. I just realized. So,
I've
not
not
all
played that either.
The awful heroes, guys. I'm good. Last hero, bans. Where are we at here?
Timber saw ban on
mid or
TNC
carry.
side.
Yeah, Tinker.
Thank God.
Do they ho ho ha ha?
Do you think really?
They could. I think it would be a little bit risky, but they also don't know what the mid matchup is, so he's kind of a good go-to. The other hero that's still left in the pool would be OD, who also doesn't really care what happens, unless they're actually going to snipe. Actually, if they pick OD, though, then TNC can just go Sniper, and their draft would, counter 2 lanes, so OD's actually riskier than Sniper.
DK.
That's a little better.
I like this. This has been a hero that, I got to say, man, I don't know if you saw that game with Mason for Onyx. He had a sick DK game. I will say a lot of it was due to the fault of Freedom, their draft, and them playing very, very conservatively and having a Phantom Lancer, which you and I both know has not been super successful recently. In my opinion, it's straight up garbage, but my opinion doesn't count for much. So I like the DK a lot. Jug coming out for TNC, just the standard go-to. Although not seen as much recently because of some of the changes. Juggernaut always still a good, fine, standard hero. And is this going to be a Cuckoo mid-jug, I believe, for TNC?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's the old classic right there. One of the first teams to start introducing a lot of the mid-jug and the mid-PL and stuff. So I would guess that's what they'll do, but I'm not sure how they've been running the Lone Druid because this is our first time with them and Mr. Cat.
Yeah, I mean, this is, God, I'm so excited for this, man. I'm so excited for Group B. There's some really good teams, these two in particular. Let's go ahead and let me see what other teams, unless you know Trent off the top of your head. I have it right here if you're not ready.
Oh, well, no, I was just looking at it, and as expected, it has been the jug mid they've been running, even when they have Raven on the Lone Druid, so not too shocking.
By the way, other teams in Group B include Sig Trust, Clutch Gamers, Geek Fam, and that's it, I believe. So, some good teams. Sig Trust, I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. Now they got a little bit of a spike here. So, the Dragon Knight pick here. I like it. Not something I've been playing a lot recently, so that's kind of cool. We'll see Nando hops and is it going to be Nando? Is Gabby going to play the Slark? I guess these guys have swapped things up before. We'll see if that's the way they keep it, but I've seen some weird swap bugs where people loading on the wrong hero, so I'm not counting anything out lately, but the old DK. So someone who can kind of be a frontliner in this draft. It's always nice to have either one super crazy frontliner or 2 frontliners. I think when you have a Weaver on your team, right, you just want him to be able to do his own thing. And in this role where he's going to be this offlane kind of a hero, it's even better where he can because he's not going to have as much damage, so he really needs to be pecking away the entire team fight.
This pause is taking a bit longer, but it's like that. Any in SCA Dota is there's always a pause to start things off, unfortunately. But anyway, I don't know if I actually asked you this about the draft and just your general overall thoughts about who will take this first game. I feel like these are 2 very evenly sealed teams. This is one of the, because a lot of the games we've seen so far in this tournament have been somewhat one-sided. I mean, Faceless was just really good in Group A. So draft-wise, Trent, what do you feel like is going to happen here?
I would say in terms of playstyle lately, you'd probably have to give the credit to TNC. Just overall, they seem to have been doing a little bit better, at least during DAC. On the one hand, they lost to Warriors 2-1, but in the end, everyone just kind of lost to Faceless. But TNC did beat Mineski in 2-1, which is impressive because we know Mineski's been doing very well lately. Yep. And then when they actually squared off in Star Ladder, just at the most recent one, it was also TNC who took that over Execration. So you got to give them, I'd say, the 60-40 just because of a recent performance. But Draft wise, I'm also favoring TNC in the draft here too, to be honest.
This is one of those series where I wish it went best of 3 instead of the 2-game standard group stage. Although it's two games is still more than enough, and hopefully we get some good games, and I imagine we will. But I tend to agree with you. TNC probably looking better for now, but Execration, obviously, they can't sleep on them. They have some very good players, as we previously mentioned. DJ, of course, he's going to be on the Vengeful Spirit. Not the highest playmaking hero in comparison to something like an Enigma. Still very good with what he can accomplish. Looking at how the lanes are setting up, however, it looks to be Sam H heading down to the bottom lane for the Underlord. Cuckoo will be playing the mid-jug with the build that he has. He even goes for PMS to start things off. Then the defensive tri-lane top, however, they have an Earth Spirit, so roaming him around and getting him involved is not going to be so shocking if it happens.
And with this final pick too, it's kind of interesting that Execration went with this Lark instead of going for like the core Weaver. I think one of the better things about picking up Weaver right now in the current patch is that you can just say, if they end up picking a weak safe lane, then we can just send this guy off lane and try and abuse that. And although we're not going to have the best control, which they then shore up through their mid lane with Nando, because he's going to be like this blinking initiator with instant stun, which is great. But the real question will be like, how well is 5593 going to do? Like, how's life going to be up here for him? And only 2 heroes, like Earth Spirit, wants in that mid lane.
They don't have detection on them as far as I can tell.
Oh, Sam H bottom. Oh.
Getting just wrecked. Yeah, getting killed. No dive necessary. He goes the opposite direction. In fact, Gabi's going to get that first blood. Tim's had rotated down, but he can't really do much with Rolling Boulder. Maybe if he had a Boulder Smash, but no such luck. And so first blood will be secured by the defensive tri-lane down bottom for Execration.
Man, Cuckoo is just getting wrecked mid by these creeps. Even level 1, I mean, there's just so many. He had like 6 creeps beating on top of him.
And he has a poor man shield as well. He went Blade Dance first, no Blade Fury, but level 1 Blade Fury not the best for clearing creep waves, I don't believe. So this is a giant creep wave. There's a lot of them here. I feel like there's a ton. It's almost seems like too many.
Just been like pulling it away and stuff. So yeah, there's like a giant amount of creeps here, right?
It was like an army. It actually is an army. Like half of them are like, we're going to go on a mission to the tower. The other half are going to sit and just do their best and keep the lane situated in a way that is helpful to the DK, their ally. Now we do have a rotation. Tibbs is coming mid. See if he can get this Rolling Boulder. Nando, he does have 1 point in the Dragon Blood, so he's got some extra armor and regen. Again, is Cuckoo ready for this fight? He does have level 2 Blade Fury. That might be enough. They should go here. Rolling Boulder is ready for Tibbs. He's still holding on to it.
The real key is that bottle's coming on the courier, too. This could end up being like an absolute disaster for Nando.
Here we go. Rolling Boulder. They've got it. Nando, he does get the bottle, I believe. He's going to try to get it up, but it won't be possible as Cuckoo is able to get the kill with the Blade Fury. So, excellent rotation from Tim's. They don't get the courier. He does get the bottle on him, but it's not. It won't keep him alive, sadly.
Yeah, and a lot of that just comes from controlling the wave, right? Like, putting Nando in a position where he's going to be vulnerable to these Earth Spirit roll-ins.
Yep.
And a nice recovery after losing their Underlord first in the bottom.
I think to combat this, Ludwig just came in and dropped this ward here, so they have some vision. This sees a fair bit. It's nice to have for the Radiant.
And they'll probably know that went down too from TNC.
I would imagine. He walks through mid
as well. Did he get the bounty rune there? It looks like he did. That's nice.
I believe so. Sam H might get dove again.
Sam H got one, so no, he got his.
Rolling Boulder in. Again, Nando in trouble, but the Boulder Smash has to stop him. Still very tanky. He's going to be able to bottle up and tango up. So Cuckoo not able to get the kill. Breathe Fire comes out. Does a little bit of harass for Tim's, but that's about it. So Nando's still getting pressured rather heavily by this Earth Spirit in the mid lane. This is exactly what you expect to see out of a roaming Earth Spirit. I mean, this is literally his job.
Yeah. As well as the bottom lane, Lumic, he's been doing some shenanigans back here and stuff, but he did walk into tower vision, so he got pinged out, and then he just kind of left. So DMH knows there's a lot of pressure down here, probably playing a little bit more cautious, currently just spamming into that pit there, but not going to get any last hits, going to use most of his mana, and probably now is going to try and tank up a little bit of damage before having to go to the shrine.
Man, this offlane Weaver is good. Meanwhile, ooh, Tim's, yeah, okay. I have to say, this offlane Weaver is getting 12 last hits. He's doing some damage to Raven, but Raven now starting to fight back and say, this is my lane. I will not let you farm freely. However, he continues to do so by getting another CS. So they're not really capable of dealing with this Weaver until they, I don't know, have Glimpse up for Disruptor. He's just level 2. So they need some levels, especially on their supports. What is Tim's at, in fact? He's sitting at level 2 as well. So experience-wise, they could use some.
Yeah, they basically have no way of bringing him down, unless he like ends up just falling too low on the HP for the Weaver. So, Nando does have a DD mid with Lumic coming in, but I think Cuckoo's gonna be too fast. Nope.
There's the Dragon Tail Slithering Crush to follow up. This should be a kill. Cuckoo, Magic Missile. That is 3 beautiful stuns. Execration rotating both of the supports, even DJ getting involved. They'll pick up the second kill of the game, and so all of that harassment that Nando took earlier, now going back his way, as he's sitting at 23 last hits. He's actually out CSing Cuckoo rather well, 23-13.
Yeah, and that pays off right there, right? Because he had his boots, and they're not available for Cuckoo yet, so he just gets run down.
I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty good start for Execration, all things considered, Trent. They've got a lot of good things going in each lane.
Yeah, the real question will be what Gabby can get done once he gets up into his Shadow Blade. And his biggest targets, I mean, Raven will be the dream. So just by having the Shadow Blade, maybe that'll be enough to keep Raven at least hidden and like farming in more difficult places, not just total split push. But
they're going to go for 5-5. He's got to get rooted as well. They dropped the sentry. Couldn't Chikuchi away. He was so close to 6-2, man. He's like, gosh. We thought he was going to be fine up there. But, man, that rotation was great from TNC.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now Raven has his phase boots as well. And he's just going to TP the bear home, let him heal up, and bring it back.
All right. What else is going on? Drop the ward. I think this ward was just placed, actually. This Uber ward towards the Tier 1 tower. So being able to spot rotations, which makes this lane even safer for Gabi. Meanwhile, top lane, speaking of ward being dropped, they rotate around. They drop this ward behind the tower. And they can potentially go for a dive or a push sometime in the near future. But we're starting to slow the game down a little bit. 6 minutes in. It's been pretty action-packed so far, but for now it's just going to be let's farm for a bit more and wait for the next gank.
Yeah, this is a absolutely great place to have vision right now if you're the Dire side. You want to know if Dragon Knight's making his rotation up here to go for a push, or if he's just going to like keep sitting mid. Because when Nando disappears, even for a little while like that, you don't really know. Like, is he coming top for some big gank? Are they going to try and make a play? Is he going to come bottom and try and burst his tower down right away? Or is he just going to, like, right now, like, Sam H is dead.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Slithering Crush, they have Pounce and Dark Pact available. Magic Missile comes out. Good boulder smash. Gabi in some trouble. He does have the Shadow Dance, however. They're going to turn onto Tim's Rior. He's got Glimpse level 2. Can he get it on Gabi or Lumic? I don't even needs it. Lumic will fall to the tower shots. That probably killed him, and now Rior getting dove. Gabi pretty low. Another Pounce and Dark Pact, and they're going to find 3 kills. Gabi, though, about to fall to the tower. He sticks up. He had 40 HP. There's no way he should be alive, but somehow he is. Sam H coming in. He actually guesses incorrectly with the Firestorm. It was a good attempt. But boy, did they lose a lot there.
Look at DJ. It's still just laughing.
He's just farming. Dude, DJ is a baller, okay?
Dude, what are you doing?
He is a baller, except if he dies. Oh, he's making dead right now. He stayed way too long. Gabi was looking to come back in. He's like, don't worry, guys, it's a bait. But not really, because he dies. So, a little... As soon as I call him a baller, he's like, okay, I'm just going to die now.
I assume he might have just thought, like, people are TPing in here. And
oh, man, Cuckoo. I caught that entire situation. He had the Invis Rune into the solo Omni Slash on the DK. That's pretty incredible.
They also have a ward spot out here. See if Cuckoo can see it with his vision. I don't know. It's going to be close. Yeah, right now, I can't see it because it's nighttime.
Yeah, they need
free
to
money.
Oh. Cuckoo, just go a little bit to the right. I miss a kill. Gabi gets Sam H down bottom. Sam H now sitting at 3 deaths, not having the best throw of the game. In fact, his CS, well, he's up to 20 now, but what else is going on? How many other items are coming out? Well, hold that thought as Rior is probably going to glimpse back Lumic.
Yeah.
Kinetic Field, Rolling Boulder, Dead Slardar, easy.
Jeez, we are just trading kills all across the map right now.
I love it. I love it, dude. It's action-packed.
And then here you go. This war just about to pay off completely. Makes this push so safe, so easy. I know there's nothing to worry about. Just the Weaver nearby.
DJ dropping his sentry, making sure his... he saw, I believe, that ward get dewarded, so his sentry coming in to make sure they get the sentry down. I don't know. Anyway. Top lane. Raven, what does he have currently? FaZe going for the Dragonlance. He's going for the build. My friend, it's happening.
Doing the stock standard at this point. We've seen a couple old school bears, but that's only if you ever run them off lane. I still don't really know if that's a play or not, but some people have been up to it. I haven't personally cast the game, but from what I understand, that there have been some off lane lone druids going back to building the bear.
Tim's needs to roll and boulder, swap out into Slithering Crush. Beautifully done, but the Shrine comes out and it foils their plans. And now DJ he might be turned on here. In fact, will. It's a death, and Cuckoo is going to get the job done. Even pops the haste for it. So what was looking like a great setup, it's just not enough with the 2 heroes they had. Give the Dragon Tail, rolling boulder in, finding the glimpse back. The TP will come through, and they don't have the boulder smash, so Nando will make it away. Very heads-up play to be able to TP out Lumic. He's getting chased, but Rior doesn't have glimpse for another 20-some-odd seconds or so, and that'll be the end of the engagement. So nice TP from Nando, but they do at least lose the Vengeful Spirit from DJ.
Cuckoo just pops that Omni, though.
I was not ready for that. I did not expect him to stay much longer and get Omni'd so low.
He stayed a little too close to, even without phase boots. I'm surprised Cuckoo was able to catch him, but the sprint was down, and he just got him. So, well done.
Good vision for TNC coming out, and the net worth advantage that has accrued for Execration is now dissipated within the span of a minute or so. Now, back to even. Trent, it is back to even.
Well, one guy who is on top, it's Gabby.
Oh, yeah.
Still working towards that Shadow Blade. But, I mean, it's not by much. It's only like a 460-ish gold lead over the Lone Druid. So it's very, very important that he gets a Shadow Blade, like, ASAP. He needs to do something. Because you don't want this Lone Druid getting any more farmed. Mid lane, Cuckoo in some trouble. They stacked all their stuff
Static
now,
Storm. It looks like Weaver is going to fall. Tried getting out. The kinetic field wasn't... It was there, and he could have walked out for half a second, but he just couldn't make it in time. So they're in crush on mid from Lumic. Just trying to do some damage to Nando as well as DJ coming in. Elder Dragon form up in 15 seconds. No rotations coming yet. I don't know if they need to be that concerned. Cuckoo going to drop the healing ward so he can get back to full HP and get ready for a tower defense, which might be coming here.
Yeah, this is a tough call right now. Like, what do you do as the Dire? Like, the TNC keep pushing top? Can Cuckoo do this on his own? This is
They killed his
risky.
healing ward. Elder Dragon form. The Dragon Tail, they're diving, and lots of TPs are coming in. They were waiting for the overextension. They found a kinetic field on Nando. Still very tanky. I don't know if he's tanky enough, though. Firestorm comes out. They have the Pill to Malice as well. They're going to catch another hero. It'll be DJ getting silenced up. A double kill for Raven. They're looking for the third. They would like the Weaver, but he's tough to bring down. Bear will continue to chase, looking for the ensnare. Can't quite find it. The Shikuchi just comes off cooldown. Now they're going to Dark Rift down to bottom. That's huge. TP everybody into mid. Dark Rift to bottom. Defend 2 towers at once while they continue to push into this mid-tier 1 tower in the mid lane.
It's a really nice play. This is like what you see teams do up against Viper. Around anywhere from like the 10 to 12 minute mark, you just TP all 5 heroes mid, you kill them, and you pressure the tower. Just because, like Dragon Knight, not very mobile early and just relies on tank ability.
Good magic missile. They need that healing ward. They can't quite get it. Dragon Tail, they'll turn around and they pick it up. Blade Fury doesn't matter. He's done so. They're going to come in. Boulder Smash. Nicely done. Tims pops the Magnetize as well. Nando getting low. Static Storm. Kinetic Field. It just gets there in time. And they'll find themselves a double. What a turnaround coming in from TNC. And they're looking for more. The third. They glimpse back onto DJ. Not again. He says the root first hit coming out from Raven. And he will fall. At least he should. Rolling Boulder will hit. Kinetic Field is there. Raven finds himself a triple kill on that low druid. And we're not done yet as well. Gabby going in. Looking for Smash. Will go down to the Firestorm. And Sam H gets the deny of the tower.
Yo, God tier Sam H. What up?
That is nuts.
I may have died 3 times, but just let me pit you, deny the tower, and then kill you.
It was a bait for the entire rest of the game, Trent. It was a bait for that moment alone.
Might have been, I wonder if he got caught off by the Arcane Rune. I would guess that's what happened there.
Yeah,
where
probably.
You're like kind of playing by feel as a Slack there, and you're like, what? There's no way I should have died, but maybe he didn't notice the Arcane Rune was on Sam H.
I only caught the tail end of it, so I don't even know what I'm assuming you went for the dive, or the tower, rather, and then Sam H just turned at him with Pit of Malice and Firestorm and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's a full... Is it done?
His mech?
Yeah, I think it's done.
That's a full... he needs the chainmail.
He's like missing some branches, yeah.
Does he need the chainmail? No, he's got it. He's good to go.
It was, yeah.
He's got it in his inventory as we speak. So all of a sudden, TNC have opened up a bit of a lead here. What was once even is now 3,000 net worth advantage going the Dire way. Experience 4,000 as well. And Execration, well, they do have the Shadow Blade for Gabi, and we'll see what they can get done. But look at this big wrap. This smoke gank with 2 heroes from TNC. Cuckoo has the Helm of the Dom. It's this Dark Troll Summoner coming up with Tim's the front line. Another hero coming into Sam H. Swap in. He's going to get jumped. Magic Missile. He'll fall quickly. Can't even get his mech off. And now you have to reconsider this fight. Still, they're looking for one. It's going to be the Slark Silence. The Magnetize brings him down. They go in, and Tim's is making a good big play. It is still going to be a 2-for-1. Omni Slash going to DJ. Still dying to magnetize. Glimpse back in. They want this Weaver, but he's back up and ready to fight. Cuckoo and Rior. They have the healing ward. They'll take it down. Can they get this kill? Shikuchi away. 3-2 trade. Somehow that goes okay for TNC, despite the fact they lost CMH early on in the engagement. And they actually get a net worth advantage out of it, but I don't believe that fight recap includes the tower death.
They used everything on CMH though. Like, every spell in their arsenal available. They just chucked it all on top of him at once. And then this Earth Spirit rolls in with Juggernaut, so then they have to try and focus on the Earth Spirit, and they're Dragon Tailing him, and then again more spells on him, so it just ends up meaning that Cuckoo gets to survive through the whole thing, which is huge for a Juggernaut at this point in the game. Because he wants to catch back up to his lone Druid who had this lovely safe lane farm and has been killing some neutrals. And he wants to get to that same spot where he can actually get into his Yasha if he wants to, or an early Maelstrom as well. Whatever Cuckoo feels in this game, a Blink Dagger perhaps.
I was going to ask you what he was going to buy, but you just answered that question for me perfectly, Trent, so thank you for going there.
No problem. I would assume he'll go Yasha first.
Ooh, Tim's Rolling Boulder. They have the Pit of Malice, the Kinetic Field, and he'll fall. They just don't have enough HP or survivability. DK had the arm, but I don't think he popped it there. I think he was going to be dead with it regardless. But that is another big kill as he goes down for the 5th time this game. Rior has done an excellent job on Disruptor, and it seems like Disruptor's back in the meta, folks. He's doing some serious work in these past couple of games we've seen, at least in SCA Dota.
This is a interesting call here by Raven, too. He's going for, I guess because he's had so much free farm, he skipped over the Maelstrom and just went for a Deso, which is not common. Even he himself, while playing Lone Druid, has still been doing the Maelstrom and Reign to the Mjolnir build, so this was a nice little audible call. Allows them to get Roche very quickly, which they don't have that much minus armor on their draft overall without that. And lets them siege towers even faster. They know they have an early game advantage and can take objectives. It
solves the issue of the DK at the very least. And also, some of these heroes are squishy. They're going to die if they have no armor to work with a lot of the... I just think that and tower pushing too. I mean, they're going to be able to push this tier 2 tower down rather quickly. Meanwhile, Gabi with the double damage rune. I've seen Cuckoo, who doesn't have the Aegis. The Aegis was in fact picked up by Raven, unsurprisingly. Meanwhile, Gabi going for a creep cut and is successful in doing so with the Shadow Blade. Still, though, the tier 2 tower, not backdoor protected yet. Satyr Trickster coming in, and looks like they should take this tier 2 tower down without needing a creep wave. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's actually just destroying them. Kind of weird, because like typically you go magic damage to dodge the armor of like a Dragonite and stuff like that too. But like, because that's why the Maelstrom actually would have been so good this game. So the fact that he still bought it, and you can see why.
Oh no, the Pit of Malice swap out. He does time lapse, and he still might get caught. However, glimpse back in. He's silenced up as well. The Savage Roar comes out, beautifully done. TNC combining up to get some big plays there to get 2 kills.
That's a great combination when you can fear them, but they're stuck in the root anyway. So they're just totally disabled, can't do anything inside the pit.
That is nuts. The Satyr Purge or Banisher, the Satyr Banisher is doing some nice job with this Purge. Nanto is just getting purged up. Dark Rift, we're going to head back home, see y'all in another time. They get a set of racks and disappear, essentially, back home. It's crazy. All of them at once. And now they're looking for... Oh, that Boulder Smash was almost so on point. That Slaughter is lucky to be alive right now.
Wow. That Desolator just went from 0 to 100 real quick. Just, like, he buys the Deso, Roche, tier 2, racks. Like, GG, basically. That is crazy.
It's
Maelstrom
pretty
doesn't
nuts,
do that.
man. And also, you have the Bear with Demolish, too, so it's even better in terms of synergy.
Yeah, it's actually disgusting.
Well... Yeah, like you said, that escalated quickly. A full set of racks down at 18 minutes. This game, not long ago, at like 10 minutes in, was completely even. It's now 10,000 net worth advantage. Tim's has purchased himself up a Blink Dagger. Execration, I wouldn't say this is desperation smoke, but they definitely need to get something done with it. And right now, it looks like nothing's happening. They're just farming on TNC's side and just taking advantage of the map control that they currently own.
Oh, man.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Well, denied to add on to that as well. So that's both these towers were denied. They did. I think they got the top one during that big fight earlier, but so much gold lost. And yeah, maybe if this Blink Dagger doesn't go for Lumic, things will get better. Oh, look at Bounty Rune. Hey, okay. So yeah, that is really their big last chance, honestly.
This Blink Slithering Crush, you think?
Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, what other ways do they have of initiating besides swap and maybe Shadowblade Pounce kind of thing? They
Yeah,
don't
they
know
really
to
have
blink on
nothing.
DK. So
Radiant's top
Weaver's
tower
going
has
Ags,
been
by the way,
attacked.
which he's not
Yeah.
that far away from. He's only 600 gold from it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, I think it's 20 minutes, and that's his only item. Like, that's brutal.
Yeah, he doesn't have boots.
It's not even that he's like that poor, right? It's just that's how this offlane Weaver gets built. But it feels like so much of your money gets invested into like nothing. You just have like a Ring of Aquila and this Blightstone, and then you just wait for 4,200 gold to have a sick Aghanim. And the Aghanim is sick. I mean, I confess, I love it, but it is one of the more painful parts about this role of Weaver.
All right, we have a handful of heroes moving in to maybe clear this creep wave. I don't know if they're going to actually commit to this tier 3 tower push. They might put 1 or 2 auto attacks on it with the Bear and Raven. Everybody's starting to come back in for TNC, so maybe they're thinking twice. They might want to go for this. Remember, they have Swap. They now have Blink, Slithering, Crush if they need it. Magic Missile will go. This Bear taking a lot of damage. Root Form is going to come out from Raven. On the backside, Gabi was going for a kill. He couldn't find it. Has to Shadow Dance away. That's on cooldown. Elder Dragon Form was used as well. There's a long duration on it, but it's still, they need to get something done.
Greaves, they have Vanguard. Like, how do you even touch Sam?
Well, there goes
basically Madara right now.
There goes the Greaves at the very least. The tier 3 tower has been taken. Do they continue on the Firestorm, kind of covering their attack? Magic Missile again, the Spirit Bear. Good Pit of Malice on it too. Magnetizes drop. They get the silence off from the Air Spirit as well. Static Storm coming out, missing completely. Gabi's able to get away in time. Nobody dead yet for Execration, but they're taking so much damage. This Magnetize is going over. Gabi's about to fall. Still will stay alive. It's actually only going to be DJ for the time being. They want this Rax Nando. He's got not much armor with that Desolator coming out, still alive, and then coming in Sam H going to work. Firestorm is there. Now there's going to be the time lapse back out. From the Weaver Axe, it does nothing, as that Slaughter will still fall. Buyback from Nando, but again, no Elder Dragon form. They're going to take Sam H. They're going to get out. I don't even think they need to leave. They could have stayed. They don't lose anyone with the exception of Rior on that Disruptor, but I mean, Trent, if you can't win a fight like that, I don't know what you can do, because it just feels like they're too far ahead.
Yeah. No. What did they win on that? So they had to spend their DK buyback, but they got 642 gold onto their Slark. So he's at least getting somewhere. He's level 15. Got that plus 15 agility. He's going for the damage. He's going to try his best here. And he's at least on his way into the Silver Edge. So, I don't know. Gabi's doing all he can. It's still only one laner Axe. It's definitely not GG, but TNC, it looks like they're going to chill out a little bit now, just heading to the shrines, and then the next Roche will be the goal.
Yeah, we'll wait and see when that is going to be up. It's going to be a while before we see the next Roche on it, at least 2 minutes before the real timer comes up, whether it is instant or a few minutes after remains to be seen. Gabi has gotten his Echo Saber. He's got his Shadow Blade. He wants a Silver Edge badly. What does the Silver Edge do here? What is the Silver? I guess, suppose Atrophy Aura? Or...
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, that is pretty good.
I guess it's the
honestly.
damage reduction, too, but I don't really...
I think it's just like you're a Slark. It's stats anyway. It
Yeah.
reduces the cooldown.
Fair
It
enough.
reduces the damage they're going to do to you. Like, overall, it's the best item he's going to get for that much money anyway.
All right, Sam H is going to walk up. He's going to be the frontline tank. Remember, they do have Guardian Greaves. He has the Vanguard as well. Very tough to take down. They already have a very severe lack of right-click with the exception of Gabi, who's now on the back lines. They have a sentry there. The Silver Edge is on the swap back in. Now they're looking for Sam H. Static Storm on to 2. They blow up DJ. Can they get Gabi? He's on the high ground. The root's still there from the Pit of Malice. Good Aghanim Scepter time-lapse coming in, but he's still in trouble. Still that silence is up. Another root as he walks back into the Pit of Malice. He gets the Shadow Dance off, but he has to leave, and already they've lost 2, and because of that, good game, well played is called.
Dude, was Sam H initiated on? Because all I see is just 113 regenning, like,
He got swapped.
complete full HP. You know what I mean? Like, they try. You have to try and bring down this Underlord, but right
Yeah.
there, I think this was a pretty good showing as to why Underlord's still pretty strong. Like, Sam H dies a couple times in lane, but he just gets that mech. They 5-man, and, well, I mean, what more is it? Like, that's a sick combination of the root, and, like, they have the pit, plus kinetic field, plus static storm, plus this fear coming out from the lone druid, where he's just like, he's fearing them into this Pit of Malice, and they can't attack, they can't cast spells, and they're stuck anyway. It's like not even like you're getting that nice movement speed bonus back to your base or something.
Well,
Ugh, filthy.
it was pretty disgusting play from TNC. They were a little bit, they didn't start off the hottest in that game, but boy, did they come back in a strong way. You called it. TNC looking the best right now so far with this first game underway. But don't worry, guys. Don't fret. We have more games to come. In fact, 3 of them. This series will end here after this next game, which is coming up here on moonducktv. For TNC versus Execration game number 2 coming soon. My name is Mont. With me is Trent Pax. We'll take a quick break, put some music on, and